Hi guys, it's Ray. This is going to be just a tutorial on cutting the vinyl for triangles and whatnot, because somebody had asked on, I don't remember which video they asked about it on, but like this is an example of a triangle cut. This I used two different vinyls, but it was still two triangles that came together and overlapped to make your pattern. You know, this is also technically a triangle, just cut differently. So the easiest way to cut 4 triangles from a piece of vinyl, and I'm going to cut my chicken vinyls. This is the piece I have left from the original tumbler. We're going to cut this too. I'm going to show you how you can use leftover pieces as like a smaller triangle. But the first thing you're going to need to do is trim off all of your excess. So, because you're going to start with, I'm going to do these both as full 12 by 12. But if you want to, and I'm going to do that just because I don't know what my end game for these tumblers is going to be. But if you wanted to, you could cut your vinyl down a little bit, and maybe I'll grab a spare piece of vinyl and do that to show you as well. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside a minute. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can, this is probably the easiest way, but not necessarily the neatest way. I'm not good at hand cutting, but you take your vinyl, line up your corners, and crease it. I find for myself, this is my least preferred way, but it is really the easiest way. And then just take your scissors and cut. And then you're going to take your 2 points and you're going to repeat the same with each half. Like if your edges aren't quite perfect, that's where the pinstriping comes in. It'll fix all of that. I promise you, this does work. You guys have heard me say before, I cut like a drunken monkey. Straight lines have never been my strong suit. And then you figure your puzzle back out. I don't even know which 2 I just took these off of. Obviously that doesn't work. Sometimes I have to flip them back over and do it this way based on the printing and my cut lines. A piece of nail tape or something. So at this point, you have your 4 triangles, and you can do one of 2 things. 30 ounce skinny, 20 ounce skinny. Don't recommend doing these on any kind of a tapered cup, but you can either one at the top, one at the bottom, and this is going to give you that like diamond center. I tried to find a diamond cup on my shelf, but I didn't see one. But that would give you the diamond center with the big opening in the middle. You can also do that on a 20 using the same pieces. Just keep in mind, if you cut them at this size on a 20, you're going to have a bigger overlap on the back. That's all. But that would give you the diamond in the middle, and then you'd have a pretty sharp overlap on the back. So that's what you would do with these two pieces, or you can just use one as a bottom wrap, or just one on the top. And for if you had a pattern vinyl that was just a floral or something, this one wouldn't have to be a top piece. It could go to a bottom piece as well. So that's those 2 points. Whoops. I'm going to come back to my 20 or my 30. So to do this, which is this, you would wrap them one that way, one this way. If you want this seam perfect, you need a seamless print. Like these will all, if I'd cut them absolutely perfect, they would all line up. But then you would just have that little envelope overlap in the front. And you would use your edge trimmer to cut these extra points off. So the other way of doing this is I'm going to do it on my cutting mat. I don't normally work on the very corner of my cutting mat, but I think just to simplify this, we'll do that. If I can even get it in frame. The problem with that is I can't see my bottom marking, but it really doesn't matter. So I've got this in the very corner, and this is going to be a 12-inch line, and this is going to be a 12-inch line. And you're going to want a sharp, straight edge. I found one. And I am going to just tape this down slightly, just so my vinyl doesn't slide on me. Just a couple little pieces. So, you got your X-Acto knife. You're just going to, and this is like a metal yardstick, you are going to corner to corner cut your line. This is my preferred method. Might take a couple seconds longer, but to me, I get a better result. I would normally spin this whole thing, but because of where I'm working to show you, I can't, so. Hopefully that cut through. Oops. I didn't put enough pressure on there, but that's okay. And then you have your same 4 triangles. So you would do the same thing to wrap your tumbler. So that is that way. And I'm going to do, I don't have a vinyl handy. Give me 1 second. Oh, well, no, I'm going to do the other chicken one first. So if you're doing something more shallow, because this is just a partial piece of vinyl, so you're looking for something to do with this little bit of extra you have, because we all have tons of extra vinyl. We don't use full pieces typically. I'm going to cut the edges off. So now you have your, whatever size this is, it doesn't even matter. I'm going to put this lined up even. I'm going to use the 4 and the 16 mark. That's going to give me my 12. I'm again going to tape this down just a little bit, just so it doesn't run away on me. So the 6-inch mark is going to be my 10-inch line in this case. I don't need my monster ruler this time. I'm going to line up on that 10-inch line, and I'm going to cut this piece out and do a great job there. Not getting to my corner. There. And then I'm going to come over and repeat on the other side. Again, this is awkward. I would normally spin my mat around. But, so there you go. So, if you actually wanted 2 shorter pieces, these are just over 5. You could cut yourself 2 strips, you know, at that height, and then do this, and that would give you a different shaped triangle for the top and bottom diamond effect. Obviously this one's not big enough, but if they were the same, it would. And at this point, if we wanted to, I could even take this bottom piece, no, top piece. I gotta find the top piece. I could now mix and match these 2 patterns together and get a totally different look. Even though they're not the same, it would give you a slightly different shaped diamond where the bottom is slightly elongated. But it's a good way to use up your vinyl scraps or pattern mix if you're inclined to do that. So this has a top and a bottom, but it doesn't really have to be any particular direction, which is where this method is going to work best for a diamond. And I only need to cut 2 edges off of this one. It's going to go with 10 inches. It's going to give me a little bit of an overlap, but not an enormous overlap. So, yes, that essentially gives me what the two side-by-side triangles would give me. So 10 inches is good for a 30-ounce skinny. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this little daisy kind of prints. So like I said, I'm going to scale this way down. I'm going to do this one at 8 inches. And if you have, like if you're not 100% sure and you have a piece of paper, you can do this on a piece of paper and just test fit things. But regardless, you're going to want an even square, whatever your sizing is going to be. Otherwise, your points won't line up in the long run. And this is looking much better. So yeah, I could get away with going down probably to 7, but that's going to give me more of an overlap like this. So 8 inches for a 20 ounce. And this is 10 inches on a 30. But that's what you're going to do if you don't have like a seamless pattern, but you have a pattern. It's just another way of getting that same envelope method. So I think I covered everything. Like even this cutoff could become a really, really shallow V, which, like I said, I keep everything. Make yourself work to figure out how you can use. I mean, on a 20 ounce, this would be a great top V with a coordinating stripe. Keep all of your scraps is what I'm saying. Just keep them all. So hopefully that answered your question on making the triangles. If not, ask more specifically. Yes, there are templates out there that you can make triangles, but all of the templates, when you run them through your Cricut or whatever, you're going to lose a certain amount of the edge of the vinyl, which is fine. It'll work. You're just going to end up with slightly smaller pieces. And to me, I'd rather not fire up my Cricut to do something that is fairly simple once you've done it a couple times and have the knack for it. So, I'm going to do the 2 chicken tumblers in their own videos, so keep your eyes peeled for those, because we're definitely going to do those. Actually, I have 3 chicken tumblers to do, because I do have a repeat of the original chicken vinyl. So, that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed, and I will answer any questions in the comments below. Just, like I said, really get those gears working on different ways you can use your printed vinyls. So, and honestly, it doesn't even have to be printed vinyls. Like specialty regular vinyls kind of get overlooked sometimes, but this could have just as easily been like an opal holographic here at the bottom or something. Mix and match, do what works for you, and that is it. I will see you next time.